And this is super interesting. And of course, there are a lot of still naysayers in Pakistan about BNPL. There's a lot of negative connotation tied to the word installments, tied to the word of, hey, there's a margin on top of the product cost itself. Can you share a couple of practices that are prevalent in Pakistan's ecosystem where today market participants or users have to go in order to buy products versus the solution that Qist Pay has to offer now?
Qist Bazaar, you mean? Yeah.
Qist Bazaar has to offer
yeah,
now.
yeah,
My
yeah,
apologies.
Yeah. So you see, a typical way where a common person would buy something for his home, like a basic thing, like let's say a laundry machine, would be that he would either go to an installment store where there's someone sitting there, some sage sitting there, and he will decide your future. He will look at you up and down. He will look at your family. He will see that does he want to give it, what price he wants to give it, what product he wants to sell, what is the product that's stuck with him. He's going to try and sell that to you, right? So of course, when there's an
what is the
online
margin?
Yeah.
And what does that margin look like for local Pakistanis if they're using, let's say, some random shop to buy a motorcycle or a fan? Kitna unko interest dena padta hai?
Yeah. So again, it all depends on what the product is. Every product has a different price depending on how the competitors are selling the other product on cash. What I mean by that is that there's so many startups out there today as well who might not be wanting to make a profit. They might be just trying to, like increase the top line, and they might be going below cost for certain products. So, I mean, I would say that on IRR basis, you're probably talking about 25, 30 to 35% on an average, which is very low still, considering the interest rates are so high in this country, right? The KIBOR is what, 23, 24% today. But yeah, I mean, if this guy did not have the option of going online to someone like us, then they would actually go to a loan shark who can charge as much as 100% and on non-diminishing balance. Now, what I mean by that is that their charge of that 100% would be on the original capital. Doesn't matter how much you've paid back. So if you ask your Masi, your servant in your home, she'll probably tell you that there is this nice guy in her neighborhood who she's paying every month to, but her total amount is still the same. She hasn't been able to go any further in her life, right? So that was something that we wanted to eradicate and make it an open playing field for everyone. Yeah, you buy what you can afford. So the naysayers, coming back to the naysayers, I feel BNPL generally, even the West, was not the greatest of the models. And the reason being that it was offered to those who already have a credit card, right? So what's the whole idea of giving credit to someone who has a credit card? Because you're actually building it on top of that. But the people that we are serving, I mean, forget credit cards. They don't have a bank account. What do they do? Like if they want to drink cold water, what should they do? And I'm not talking about someone who's maybe sitting on the road, homeless guy. I'm talking about a decent man working in a decent place or running a small micro business, like maybe selling fruits on the road or a small perchun ki dukaan. What does he do? He has no other option. He does not have a credit card. Banks will not give him any loan to buy a fridge, for example. So BNPL is the only way they can actually afford those things. And we are talking about 80% or 70% of a country, which is what, 260 million people? So that's a lot of people who don't have any other option other than going to the corner store or going to a loan shark and taking money at really high interest rates.